Hello.
Hi.
We are back. It's November.
Yeah.
Not for us.
As of when this episode drops, not as of recording, because as you can clearly see, I am not going to move my camera. I'm going to move my me. I'm in Missouri, but as of when this episode comes out, I should be in Michigan, unless they change it on me again.
Dude. I hope you're back. That'd be cool.
I think, from the sounds of it, I'll be back at Lake Orion for a month or two. Depending on if they have spot for me there too. I feel like they will. Either that or Canada. Oh, travel jobs, buddy.
Rough, buddy.
Travel jobs, man. That's where the money's at.
Yeah. I so not related at all to travel jobs. I got the Pokemon game.
Is it any good?
It's good.
I
I like it. It's different.
I hear it's better than the last one that came
The
out.
last one.
Yeah.
Arceus. Well, the last one I think it's difficult to do because their whole they
Hello?
tried to do
Sorry,
Hello?
I forgot we were recording, and I was like, my podcast mic isn't picking anything up, so I did like a sound check there. I'm so tired. We already started recording. I should have done this a while ago.
It's cool. No, I ended up essentially the last game was them trying to do it from like the original, like before towns were really like full cities, and if they went back hundreds of years in Pokemon kind of deal, which is a cool concept, but I feel like they needed to keep it somewhat relative to the original, and they went a little too far with it.
Yeah.
This one's pretty cool. It's essentially you're inside a giant city and you just run around and there's different quadrants.
Okay.
I think the person might be here. They are.
All right.
Be back.
We're gonna do the fade. I'm gonna turn my microphone off because I might say some dumb shit while I'm waiting for Brandon.
3. So yeah.
Hello.
We were talking. Hello. Sorry, my wife sold someone a workout mat on something and she had to pick it up. So, but my voice is also gone because we went to the Lions game, and I'll get to that. But no, the new game is pretty cool. Basically exists in one giant city. I think it's a little bit too guidey right now, but I think I'm about to. I've also been kind of like really taking my time and grinding my dudes out before I even advance. So I think I'm about past the like slightly tutorial-ish part of it.
Okay.
The whole idea is that you're supposed to do challenges. I think you start from Z and you go all the way up to A to become the best. And you have to beat a bunch of people to gain like essentially points to become a challenge, and then you challenge someone, then your level goes up, and that's the like gym system is like consistently having to just beat a bunch of people.
All right.
Yeah, and then like you like essentially you're really running around the city. They've added like ladders to really tall buildings, so you're like climbing on the top of running on the rooftops. There's Pokemon all over. You can catch them. Some disappear, and then you have to wait, and sneak up on them. The biggest difference is the battling system. It's no longer straight up like my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. It is like you run around with your Pokemon and you run across them, and then like while the battle is happening, like you're like kind of running around and you can hit moves. As soon as one's done, you can hit another move. You just have to wait a certain amount of time for that move to come back.
It's an active time
like,
battle system. Okay.
Yeah, so instead of having to So you can like really beat someone really fast, even if they're like not the same like weakness type. Like you can just beat them by barraging them with the right move sets, kind of deal. Also, like mid battle, you can just like switch over and swap a Pokemon out right before it dies and just keep battling like it doesn't really stop, kind of deal.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of like a cool system. It definitely sucks when you're like me and like forget and just set your DS down and then like, or you switch down and then you get like killed because you just like were sitting in a wild zone and forgot
Yeah.
because you were making dinner multiple
That's kind of
times.
dope. They upgraded a bit. Sounds I haven't looked at any. I didn't even know a new Pokemon game was coming out, to be honest. So I haven't looked at any of the gameplay, but it kind of sounds like they're going a little bit like the Final Fantasy 12 route,
Yes,
maybe a little more
very much
updated.
so.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and also like there's also all the side quests. There's side quests and stuff to do, and instead the Pokemon researcher, like as you complete like certain objectives and quests, like it gives you TMs kind of deal.
Okay.
And then like you don't have to go back to her. There's just a menu. I will say they've also kind of made it like really easy in a way of like uh all around like there's little shiny thing like dots, and as you walk across them they're either like berries or like a lot of the time, like a decent amount of the time they're tiny mushrooms, and those sell, you sell them at the Pokemon centers. The Pokemon Center is just a Pokemon Center and a mart. You don't, there's no both buildings. um I like the upgraded animations for like the healing of the Pokemon. It's different, but it's nice. And then yeah, you just constantly sell those so you can have money. And then like obviously you're running around collecting stuff. There's something with the mega shards. They're like they have like, I don't know. I haven't gotten to the plot point yet that explains it all enough, or maybe I did and I didn't read it because I'm just playing.
Yeah.
But they have all these little things all over the place, and you can attack them with your Pokemon, and they blow up, and then you get XP and these shards that you're supposed to do something with when you get. I just got to the like part where they tell you can mega evolve, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know that. But yeah, it is good so far. I like it. It's just, I mean, it's a Pokemon game. It's good enough to numbingly just walk around and do your thing. The battle system's a little bit more active. You do have to have both hands. You can't just like take your time for a battle or whatever. So, but it is cool. And then oh, the Lions game. 3-0. I'm 3-0 at going to Lions games so far. I'm gonna keep knocking on wood to make sure it stays, but basically blew my voice out by like halfway through the second quarter. That said, we did actually cause them to do a false start.
How so?
Well, essentially, so the idea is like the reason like you're quiet when your offense is on the field so they can talk amongst each other and hear each other. When the opposing team's on the field with the offense, you try to be really really loud so that like hopefully like someone mishears their assignment, or when the quarterback tries to call an audible, he mishears it, or like they can't hear properly that someone snapped it. And that's what happened is like, because they show our stadium, I don't know, I'm sure other ones do it too, but on the board it tells you the decibels of how loud it is in there.
Yeah.
And so like at this one point we're basically spiking between 113 and 116, and they were really close to a delay of game, and then they got a false start by someone because like they snapped just a little bit early, and so like essentially it was a third down, and then they lost yards, so it made it even more difficult, and it was a 3 and out too, so it was like it was really cool to just like we shut them down. One of the big deals about it is like every single like secondary, which is like the defensive cornerbacks and safeties, the people that take care of the wide receivers and the passers in the back, they don't go tackling the dude. All four, if not five of them, were out this game. So everyone that was filling in was like all the dudes off the practice squad and guys they signed that had like maybe played with us in the preseason or just off the street or off of whatever. And essentially they the quarterback Baker Mayfield from the other team was at this till this game like the number 1 or 2 candidate for MVP so far this year, and they've been doing really really good. They were 5-1. They basically hadn't lost in like 4 or 5 games. So like the fact that we beat them, they only scored 9 points, and we had no one to protect the wide receivers. On paper, everyone was like, it kind of showed like we're doing what we did last year, and that even when people are getting injured, we're still finding good ways to like
keep the steam going.
Like it was impressive. Like we had an interception because the guy like it was a challengeable. They had to challenge it because the dude caught the ball with one arm, but our guy got both arms on the ball in the air. So when they were coming down, they were fighting for it, and essentially they give it to the offense, but they challenged it. They're like, no, like our guy had actual hold of the ball. The other guy just had some. You can't give it to him if he didn't have full, and that's what happened. So we like watched to get that over. Yeah. And then this one dude named Nick Whitehead, he's from here and then played at Saginaw Valley. He didn't get he did like really, really well blocking their number 1 dudes, and then like didn't get any penalties. Like it was insane the way they played. Like the dude Troy Aikman, I obviously didn't hear this because we were live at the game, but the people on the TV broadcast, Troy Aikman, Super Bowl broadcast and champion broadcaster, all that jazz, quarterback, he was saying this is one of the most impressive defensive performances he'd ever seen. Considering not even the fact that like not taking into account who was playing, just all around like how well they were doing. He was like, this is so impressive. And then you start to consider who was in it. So it was really cool to like be at that game. I was like, hell yeah. Also, I felt bad because the one guy, Mike Evans, I had him on my fantasy team. I dropped him after this game. He got knocked the fuck out and broke his collarbone at the same time. Went up to catch the ball and just came down, and he was at the exact angle we were looking at, and I knew like the second he landed and spun around, because he was facing us when he did, I was like, oh, he's fucking knocked out. I literally said that out loud, and the people around me were like, wait, what, who? And I was like, Mike is knocked out, and they turned around, and he hadn't moved. And he didn't move for a solid 6 seconds. And then I watched his one leg go, kick, and I was like, okay, his leg moved.
Yeah, he's not dead.
We're good. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that was it. Like, it was like silent, like real quiet. Again, I noticed instantly the second he contacted the ground. I was like, oh, he's fucking knocked out. Because the way I saw his hands holding the ball when he turned over as soon as he hit, I was like, oh, no. But yeah, he is out for 8 weeks.
God damn.
Because of his collarbone and the concussion that he, again, I was like, oh, he's out for the game. Like, he is out. He didn't move until like his one leg kicked, and then like maybe a second later the medical people had gotten to him, like right after he kicked his leg. I was like, oh, Okay. I saw, because that was the thing too, is it was like he kicked his leg and then they got to him. So like most people also couldn't even see that he had kicked his leg. So I'm telling people like, all right, he moved his leg. He's good. Because people at this point were like, all right, is he fuck? Yeah. It's like, is he dead? Is he paralyzed? What, especially because the guy who it was, he's their star other than Baker Mayfield. He's been their receiver for like, I think this is his 12th year. And every single year he's gotten 1,000 yards in receiving. And this will be the first year he didn't because he was already injured this year. And this was the game he came back. And now he's out basically. He won't be able to come back unless they make it into the second round of the playoffs, essentially. So, or no, to the first round.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say
yeah,
first round. I think that's what I heard, but I don't pay attention too much, as we know.
yeah,
'Cause when I do pay attention,
yeah,
we lose.
but yeah. So other than that, like it was a good time. Oh, the couple in front of us was hilarious because it was basically like older alternative versions of me and Melissa.
Okay.
Uh, in a way, yeah. Like it was weird. Like the guy was bald. He had not shaved his head. He was just letting it cul-de-sac, but like shaved down. Um, and then essentially the girl was like had black hair, was like almost her height, was standing in front of us, was fucking dancing like crazy because she was a little tipsy and shit. And then was just like really, really into it. It was just kind of funny because like we both, Melissa's the one that said it to me first because I kind of thought it, and she was like, I think they're like almost, they were almost weird versions of us. She was like, once she had like finished half her beer, she like showed us her kid playing flag football. And she was yelling all kinds of shit at the field, and so it was just we had a good time, good people around us. The again, we had Jahmyr Gibbs had a 78-yard run, and I think it's right now the longest run of his career, and like might be like one of the longer runs of the season. He hit 22 or 20, almost 23 miles an hour running. Like, we were like, holy shit. Like, again, 78 yards. Like, we're not expecting that to happen. So, people, like, it was on a second down, I think. So we went from like, okay, there was one little play. We're kind of just settling in, sitting down, watching. And then all of a sudden, he just rips it and just starts running. We're like, also, it was very clearly going to be a touchdown from like 2 seconds into the play. We're like, oh my God. And then he just fucking bolts it. All he had to do was outrun the dude, and he's just zip.
Yeah.
So, real cool game. I fucked up trying to leave early, like 6 minutes left, because I knew we had won, and mathematically there was no way they would come back. And at this point it's also 10 o'clock and I still have to work. So I'm like, let's get out. Well, I'm also still sitting there watching it on my phone while we're walking to the car, and then I walked us the wrong direction. So by the time I figured that out, everyone else is leaving the stadium. I'm like, great, I did this. But either way, good times, good vibes. Had a great. I'm excited that we actually am continuing the winning streak. I want to try and go next year, but we'll see. We have the most expensive tickets in the league.
I mean, we're getting good, man.
So,
Like,
Dan Campbell is 13-3 in primetime games. We also we have not lost a game back to back since 23. So like, even if we lose, like we never lose again. Like almost like we haven't done it since we sucked, essentially.
Yeah.
Once we hit the turnaround, we have not lost back-to-back games, or I think games within 2 or 3 of each other. Like, it's also, they were definitely pissed. There was a double turnover like they challenged it, they called it for the other side, and then they returned it over after a second review. They're like, after a second look, everyone was like, what? What language was that? Second look, not second review? Like, or on further review, they said he's on another look. We're like, what? I mean, it was for us, and it was for the correct call because they had fucked up the first time, and then they kept playing it in the stadium, and so everyone just started just screaming like hell. Like, it was definitely whatever, but it was a good time. Happy to have gone. Yeah.
I was on a football field over the weekend too.
What'd you do?
We went to that armored MMA.
Oh God, yes, please.
Yeah, which,
how did that go?
dude, I had no idea it was at the Football Hall of Fame.
So it was in Ohio at Dayton?
Canton.
Or Canton shit? No way. That's fucking... I am not going to lie. Obviously, I would not have been able to go because I was at a wedding. Did we even talk about that yet?
No, it literally just happened. Saturday.
Fuck. I'm so used to us talking on Tuesdays that I forgot that we hadn't talked about that yet. We texted a little bit. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Anyways, please.
It was sick, man.
That's sick.
We got there a little late. We missed like the first two bouts of the 12v12, but watched a good deal of that. That stuff's intense, man. Like, they're fucking hitting each other, dude. And like it was, can't remember how much it was. I think it was like $70 for our tickets. But the real,
It's a lot of fighters.
yeah, but even like the real sick part of it, like it was $70 to get into the stadium. The 12v12 was not in the stadium. They had like tattoo tents outside of the stadium, like food, like beer tents, cocktail tents, like all outside of the stadium. So like you could just like, there were people that were like riding their bikes around town that just pulled up and watched people fight. Like, it was cool as fuck. I was like, all of this is technically free. Like, I wish there was more events like that back home. Like, you know, like there's the main event that you have to pay to get into, but there was concerts like, I don't remember any of the names, but it was fucking sick, man. And like all of that was outside for free. Like one concert set up, I think we caught like the end of it when we left the 12v12. Turns out Nick knew a guy. So we went and talked to him for a little bit, and then turns out Chloe knew a guy from D&D. And I was like joking. I was like, I should just like go up to one of these guys and be like, hey, I'm Edie. What's your name? Let's pretend to have known each other for 15 years. And then, you know, I was going to do it as a joke, but then we went into the stadium to watch like the main fights. And this fucking, there's like an Andrew from Mexico that was like one of the fighters going up against somebody else. And I was like, hey, it's an Andrew. And then the US fighter, Nick, was like, oh, this is somebody from the Michigan team. Like, we should rep this dude. They showed him on the screen and everything. And I was like, I know that guy. I'm like, he's married to somebody I went to high school with. Like, and we were joking.
No shit.
We were joking about like, we wanted to get up close next year and like just start saying like the worst trash talk you could. Like, just being like, yeah, fuck that guy up like he fucked your wife last night, you know, like really trying to piss them off. And I was like, dude, you know how fucked it would be if I was up there and was like, fuck him like he fucked Haley last night. Like, just knowing and him being like, what? Like, but it was wild, man.
What, gets hit with a sword?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit.
Dude, it was sick, man.
Honestly, there's these guys that I've seen them on reels, like when the baseball season was going on. They go around baseball stadiums and they heckle the players in the outfield, but they do it with very like random ass like heckles, and are not like deep or dark.
Yeah.
It's like you you know, you eat cereal dry, you bum,
Yeah.
or like and or some other whatever. And like my favorite ones are always obviously the ones where like they say something really fucking hilarious and the guy turns around and goes and he's just laughing his ass off.
Yeah. We used to do that in
There was one some
go ahead, go ahead. Yeah.
oh, some lady, they did that and they did a heckle to the guy, and some lady like maybe 4 seats over was laughing her ass off, and her husband's like, she does that, and they were like, what? And she's like, I do that. It was something like you pour milk or you do some weird
Yeah.
activity in a weird fashion. She was like, fuck, I do that. And so, dude, like, you should do that. You should also do that. Like,
Yeah.
throw one really dark one in and then throw like 3 funny ones
We used to
and then get like really serious.
we used to do that in when I played tennis at my high school. Like if we weren't playing a match and like one of our friends was, and we weren't a great team. We weren't gonna win, like we would just fuck with each other. So we would occasionally do like simple little roasts like that. Like one of them I remember was like you look like you don't wash your knees in the shower. And like it's not that mean, but a little funny. And then occasionally we would be like, all right, we're gonna like really say like the most fucked up things we can. One of them
Leukemia is gonna take out your kids.
dude. One of them I used on Sean Hill. We were doing a roast battle together like years ago. But it was I hope you're on a first name basis with your children in the future. Like it always hits people, like it takes them a while to where they're like, what the fuck did you say? And then they're like, wait, what the fuck did you just say to me? Like
I love that so much. I hope you're on a first name basis with your kids.
It's like just the right amount of like, you gotta think about it, but it's fucked. But man,
you look like you consistently forget to wash your armpits.
Yeah, dude, the knee one was the funniest shit in the world because it was my dad usually watched my brother's track games, but he actually came to watch one of those tennis games, and I used that on somebody. And he was like, "What the fuck, dude?" He's like, "That's your teammate." I'm like, "Yeah, we're not gonna win." Like, but man, the armored MMA was fucking hype, dude. Like, it was a long fucking day though, and like Lamb of God played, Drowning Pool, can't remember the name of the other band. It was sick. Lamb of God was funny, because they were like, "You're probably thinking the same shit we are." Because our manager called us like, before all this, and was like, "Hey, do you guys want to come play the halftime for a show?" And they're like, "What are you talking about? What kind of show? Like football?" And they're like, "No, it's a bunch of dudes in armor hitting each other with swords and axes." And Lamb of God was like, "Yeah,
yes." Yes, the fuck we do. I don't care how much it pays. I want to see that. He's like, as long as we break even, I'm in.
Yeah.
That's a fucking show.
Yeah.
And that's at that point in your career, you're like, oh, I'll do the fun random ass show.
100%, man. But it was fucking sick, man. Like, I mean, these people fucking went at it. We did get to see one of the fights. There was like, in the 1v1s, they get like a penalty for getting disarmed. Which can, it can mess up if you win or lose. Like if I disarmed you, you would lose a point. I would gain a point, But the very last fight in one of the matches, we were hoping and praying we'd get to see this because you see the videos online all the time. The announcer was like, "All right, guys, 15 seconds left. Give it your all." They both like stopped and looked at each other. They had their sword and their shield, and they just went. and just fucking swung on each other for 15 seconds. I was like, dude, that's fucking hype.
Oh hell yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
taking the
No, that's
penalty.
oh that's oh I love that so much.
Yeah.
No, that's honestly it's so funny because like that's really become a thing from the UFC now. Like Max Holloway is the guy that does it. Someone tried to do it and it just wasn't the same. They're like, yo, you're like
Yeah.
you have to be a certain like dudes in armor. Like you have to be at a certain level of like toughness to say like let's actually fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
Like you can't just randomly like in armor or like the bad guy like everyone knows it's you.
Yeah.
Like that's when it cuz like Max got famous for doing it because he was already winning the fight. He had already unanimously he had 15 seconds and he wins the fight and he's like, "Hey, fuck it. Let's just ignorantly throw blows at each other and I might lose in the last 15 seconds of this fight." That is why you get that shit. Especially if you're in armor and you've been hitting each other with fucking swords.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool.
Dude,
like
it was
that I'm not doing that.
like I thought there would be like, like they're using dull weapons and whatnot, like, but still,
But still the blunt. Like I'd be scared someone's gonna break their I'm scared someone up there is gonna break their humerus up there and you're just gonna watch someone's spaghetti arm.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought there would be more like
That's the humerus, right?
down here somewhere, tibia, fibia, humerus. Yeah, you're right. I think humerus is up top in here. Tibia, fibia.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought there would be more like rules on where you could and could not hit, and there were a little bit. It was like like
Yeah.
don't hit in the
Not the
areas,
neck.
like don't hit in any of the joints, neck, elbow, anywhere where the armor's gonna be like thin. Like don't hit in the groin. Dude, they were fucking smashing each other's faces. Like full on, like dude took a fucking axe and just fucking went at a dude's head. I'm like, holy shit, man. Like thank God they're dull weapons, but like, you hit just right.
I still it is still a fucking axe to the head at full force. Yeah, I don't care if there's armor there. Like, yes, it'll take some damage, but you're still like,
Yeah.
And you can't be getting paid that much.
No.
Like,
no. And one of the dudes who fought in the 12v12, he wound up. I think he was supposed to be one of the refs in the finals. I don't know if he did. We went over to talk to him because Nick was buddies with him, and he's sitting there breathing heavy. We're like, "Damn, man, you all right?" Like, like we saw you out there. It's intense. And he's like, "I have pneumonia." I'm like, "You're fucking out here, like, what?" Like, he's like, "Oh, don't worry, nothing's contagious." I'm like, "That's not what I'm worried about, brother." Like, you're
yeah, there's other worries.
your lungs are filling with fluid.
And you're fighting people with weapons. Jesus Christ.
That dude was a fucking badass though, man. Like in the 12v12, he was like posted up on the railing in the back. Like he had one dude that he was holding and like that guy was trying to get him down, but he wasn't letting him. I mean, it would basically take like, for size comparison, like take somebody my size and a child trying to push me over is what it looked like. But then somebody else came up on his other side and smacked his chest with a halberd, and like you could hear it. Like I was all the way on the other side looking at him. I could hear it hit, and he just goes and looks at him, lets go of the child, and just takes that other dude down. I'm like, that guy is fucking intense, man.
And he had pneumonia.
Like, it was fucking sick though, dude. Like, I think next year for sure, I'd be down to go again. Probably get fucking seats in a hotel.
We should do that.
That was the only bummer was we left we watched one more fight after Lamb of God played, so we left at like 10:30. It's like a almost 4 hour drive because
Yeah,
I
four
dropped
and a half.
Chloe off and then I dropped Nick off and then I went home. So it was about a 4 hour drive, but it was sick.
Yeah.
And like I said, there was like
Yeah,
tattoo
I'm
tents too.
down.
Like,
Yeah, me and Melissa, we were literally trying to like, we almost planned a last minute like, let's just go to Cleveland trip because it has the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and um in Canton. There's that like that's a little bit away, but it'd be interesting to do that. So like Football Hall of Fame, I'm down to be like, cool, let's spend a weekend where we just go see that and then the next night go to the Football Hall of Fame and then go home or something.
yeah, it'd be sick.
Like that'd be cool. Cause there's like that's an extra reason to go there other than Football Hall of Fame. Like
And
the
it,
only reason we would do that would be like also like the one game they play there, but I wouldn't want to pay for it. It's a bunch of
yeah,
it's no starters play that game.
yeah. But it was sick, man. I mean, I was confused because I didn't know what the Football Hall of Fame was called, and then I was like, when we drove there, I was like, oh, like I put the address in and was like, oh, that's cool. And then we got there and I was like, wait, we're like on the turf. Like, this is a wild fucking venue, dude. Like, it was cool as shit.
So like to be fair, I think technically it's a high school stadium that they're at. It's just a big high school
I think
stadium
so, yeah.
because it's the Football Hall of Fame, but it's a high school that plays there. Because everyone jokes around that it's a high school football field when they play there because they do the hall. It's the very first game of the year. It's the Hall of Fame game. Essentially, it's all again. It's all preseason players. No starters really play, or they might play like I don't know a drive kind of deal at most. But like that is still like it's on the Football Hall of Fame. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
That's you. I laughed so hard because when you said that, you're like, we're at the Football Hall of Fame. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm like, obviously, I had a great time at the wedding, and I'll probably pop into that in a second. But like, I'm mad I couldn't see Lamb of God and MMA fights with weapons.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
that's so funny.
that's literally how it was sold to me. Like, it's like a month or two ago. Maybe a little longer. My sense of time is way out of whack. But Chloe messaged me and was like, "Hey, do you want to go to AMMA?" And I was like, "Fuck is AMMA?" And she's like, "It's Armored MMA. Lamb of God is playing the halftime show." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't need to know anything else. Like, fucking high school and B would be so fucking pumped for this. Like, let's go." And then I went to Nick's house one of the last weekends I was home, and I just wrote on their calendar. I usually write like some little dumb thing on there when I come over, like what I'm doing on this day, because it doesn't matter if they know. And they were like, "What the fuck is that?" And I told them about it. Teresa's like, "You need to invite Nick." And I was like, "I was literally about to ask Nick if he wanted to go." Like, so I got him to go with too. It was a good time, man. Like, I'm glad I'm glad he and I got to get out and do something because we usually just play Baldur's Gate, or like even when we are doing something, like we're going to Yomacon next weekend when I'm home. This weekend when this drops. Um but
Yeah,
he's doing a cosplay contest, so it's like we are going to a
you're
convention,
doing
but like
stuff.
we're going to work, you know. But
Yeah, it's different. That's really cool. Oh, so wedding
mm,
went great. Uh, they told me on Thursday that I was going to have to work, and then they told me later on that I didn't have to work, and so it was very last minute that I was even able to go. Uh, so that was fun. We drove up on Saturday morning, the day of the wedding. Are not able to check into our hotel early, so we just go there and we go to change. I fucked up in that. So originally, I was like, I was gonna wear black pants and a gray shirt, but I also had gray pants, and I wasn't sure if I should wear those or something else, or just that with the slightly different shade of gray, but put it on. Melissa's like, oh, it's too much. And I was like, all right. So I put something back. I thought I put the pants back. I'm there and I'm changing and I roll out the pants. I put those on and I roll out the gray thing and I'm like, these are also my gray pants. I'm like, I did not bring any sort of a dress shirt. Luckily, Alex, one of the grooms, is also slightly barrel chested like I am. So he had a shirt that fit. And so, I mean, to be fair, also, like, there's only maybe 25 people at this thing. Like, it is just their close families and the friends that they consider. It was Alex's band, and then me, Melissa, Becky, and Eric.
Mm.
And the only other two that were invited were Jake and Klopp, but they had planned a Florida trip months before this was even announced or they had even proposed. So they were in Florida. But really, really cool, beautiful ceremony. It rained maybe like an hour or two before it actually started, and just enough to like all the little flowers. They did it on their deck. We just sat at the bottom, and all the flowers. It got a little bit of rain on them, so they were nice. Had a little bit of sheen to them, and beautiful ceremony. Really fun for them. They did something different that I have not experienced, and that was they passed. Obviously, it's only a small wedding too, so they passed around each one of their wedding bands, and everyone essentially they asked us to take it in our hand, hold it to our heart, and then give them some kind of like well wishes or thought into that. So that was different. So it was kind of cool to see everyone kind of do that and pass it back, and then they started the ceremony and did the whole thing. Also, the food was fucking bomb. Mac and cheese bar, essentially. The turkey, like the electric turkey stoves that they put roasters that they put on a countertop.
Like a rotisserie?
No, like the giant where they just put a lid on it and people cook turkeys in it for
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like, yeah, that that size of a pan full of mac and cheese for 25 people, 30 people maybe. And then like a slightly smaller version of one of those filled with pulled pork. And then a little thing of bacon and chives and fried onions and all the, breadcrumbs, all the things you'd want. And then beans or like they had chili. And then they had mini weenies and a charcuterie board and cupcakes. And he had like multiple trays of apple crumble and ice cream. Like, we ate like shit. It was so good.
Hell yeah.
And then we left the wedding, checked in at the hotel, and then got picked up from Becky and Eric, and we just went back to Alex and Tyler's after everyone else had left except for Alex's bandmates. And then we just played Mario Kart for like an hour and a half and like helped them eat more of their leftovers. And then we dipped out. But like really good time. It was really chill. It's very difficult to drive in one day and leave the next like that.
Yeah.
Um and then it more so because we did that, and then Monday we had the Lions game, so we were also out late, and uh I think Melissa may have gotten sick from it. I just have the voice shit, unfortunately,
Yeah.
from blowing it out. Maybe a little sickness,
I got
but not
a
enough that I'm willing to admit it.
like I said, I got a bit of a cold. I think it was also like Friday my flight was like it got delayed, but my flight was still early in the morning. So I had to be at the airport by like 4. So Friday, flew in, and then I was like, "Fuck, there's a lot of shit I gotta do at the house. Like, I gotta do laundry. Like, my allergies were acting up because we needed to sweep the floors. Like, I needed to change my bedding, like, clean the blankets in the living room. Then I was like, well, fuck. Like, I went and hung out with Nick and Teresa for a little bit. Uh, went home, had to be up at like 6 a.m. so I could take a shower and then go pick everybody up to go drive down to the Armored MMA, and then got home at like 2. No, I got home at like almost 4. Went to bed and
That sounds
then
about right.
had to fly back Monday. I was like, dude, I was fucking exhausted, man.
It was bad on Monday or on Tuesday morning because I'm driving at 4 in the morning and I'm sitting there and I'm like, when I'm driving home,
It's
towards
easy.
the last like 15 minutes of my drive, I usually am fighting off on average at least one knot off because I'm always tired. But like, I was doing that in the morning and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Also, we came back on Sunday and so like Melissa's like, oh, like you should make coffee for the week. Like, let's not forget to do the, let's get ahead of that. Well, as soon as we get home, all the stuff. And like, it's starting to be a little weird. And also, we're like, all right, well, first let's clean the thing. But like the whole time, I'm just sitting here and I'm watching it just like click on and off, click on and off, click on and off for cleaning and stuff. And it's just fritzing. And I'm like, babe, I think the coffee thing died. She's like, I don't know, it's fine. She just like fills it and keeps trying to clean it, and I'm just watching it flicker on and off and on and off. And I'm like, babe, I'm pretty sure it died. And she's like, but it's still kind of working. And I'm like, I mean, it. And then it eventually really just fucking. And I was like, babe, it died. So we haven't had coffee for the week.
Mm.
So she's been struggling. I've been having to get Arizona's, which I can now feel on my body because I haven't done that in so long. Where I can do like one day, the multiple days in a row. I'm like, oh fuck, I can feel it again. Um, so her coffee pot just showed up today. I also ordered. We were gonna order. I was like, if we're gonna finally do this, like, let's spend a little bit more money and get like a real like coffee and espresso maker so we can actually do espresso. But every single fucking espresso maker that is not over $700 to $800, you have to use a cartridge for the espresso. You can't just like do the ground and espresso
Yeah.
thing. And I was like, oh, that's fucking annoying as shit. So I kind of said fucking got an espresso machine.
We got one. Chrissy found it at a thrift store, I believe. Uh, it works. It's
I
loud as
probably could
shit.
have done that actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's been looking for a while and like just happened to get lucky that there was one there. But
I just was like, you know what? Like the amount of times I now like randomly make espresso things, or would like espresso or or not a latte or something
mm,
instead of just coffee. I'm like, that'd be interesting. So I got one that has that in the little steamer on the side. I didn't get anything crazy. I'm like, all right, this thing just makes espresso and allows me to do the steam stuff. Cool. But like, I actually want to try and make one of the espresso martinis I've made for us the way I did, where it's just like with some regular coffee in it and then one with espresso in it, and be like, all right, here's the actual difference. But also, it'd be interesting if I could actually just have like espresso for work instead of coffee, and just take like a tinier
yeah,
thing.
have a little shot.
But we'll see.
You'd turn into me a few years ago, man. That was like,
Oh, God.
dude, I would have like 4 or 5 shots of espresso in the morning. Like, I would get it was called the Mother of All Coffees. It was a 16-ounce black coffee with 4 shots of espresso, and I would have them add 2 more shots of espresso. And that's what I would drink,
Jeez.
man. Like, it was bad. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I right now I just take a mason jar, smaller mason jar with like I don't know, maybe not even a quarter ounce worth of syrup, like just enough that like of simple syrup where there's just enough that like the little bubbled bottom of it is like there's just enough coating that, so it might not even be a quarter ounce worth. And then I just fill the rest of it with coffee. And so like I sip on that the entire rest of the day instead of like right in the morning, and then just so I'm just like I'm slow dripping coffee the whole day instead of just like getting awake and then fighting it the whole time.
That's why. That's
Also,
why I
like
did the
I don't
coffee.
immediately have to shit.
That's why I did the coffee that way, because it would take me a few. It would take me at least 2 hours to drink the whole thing. So, but also, I do not want to call it, but I gotta piss so bad, dude. Like I'm sitting here like gripping the
I was gonna
fucking
say
chair.
no, it's fine. It's perfect because Melissa just got home like maybe 30 seconds ago. So,
Perfect.
um, but we love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Be nice to those that deserve it.
And piss on those that don't.
No, because the orange guy would like that.
You would fight them.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Ugh.